What's up, y'all? We here for a good time, not a long time. We here with Facilitate the Culture with Coach B. Now today we are here to talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little bit of this being the NBA, a little bit of that being the WNBA. Alright? So let's start off with these LA Sparks real quick. Because the last time that I left you guys, I was not pleased, alright, with that Rickea Jackson trade. Now since the Rickea Jackson trade, what do we have? We have Rickea with a torn ACL. Having a phenomenal season. The start of a phenomenal season. I'm talking about MVP-like numbers. Alright, all-star for sure. Then she goes down with the ACL. But it was you guys who told me that the Sparks wanted to win now. They want to win now. They want to win what? Respectfully, right? Respectfully. Because at the end of the day got to end. Right? And Ariel Atkins, great, to me, role player. Right? Great role player. But not a star, not a win a championship. Right? And maybe she fits in a role on a team that's a contender. But right now, we need a star. Kelsey Plum needs another star, right? And I'm going to tell you guys this. How I feel about the Sparks. I feel like the Sparks don't have an identity. I feel like we haven't established a defensive presence. And it's going to be hard to establish a defensive presence. Hold on. Let me get to that. All right. It's going to be hard for us to establish a defensive presence when we have our guards, right? First of all, I'm 5'10". So when I go to games, all right, most teams, players, etc., add a little dubs on the height. We all know this. It's been going on forever, right? So with shoes, you might be a ½ inch plus taller, right? But when I go and I stand next to these players and I see that they're significantly shorter than me, then I know that you're not 5'10", big guard, right? It's more like 5'6", 5'7", maybe 5'8" for some of you guys. So we have a 5'7" Erica Wheeler. We have a 5'8" Tanaya Latson. 5'8" Kelsey Plum. 5'9" Chance Gray. Kate Martin's listed as 6 foot. I give her 5'10". I give all these players like an inch shorter. An inch to 2 shorter, right? Ray, great size. 6'2". Even if she's 6 foot, I give Ray that. She's a good size. I give her maybe 6'1". All right. NECA 6'2". De'Erica Hamby 6'3". Cam Brink 6'4". All right. I don't even see Ariel Atkins on here, but I think they have her listed as like 5'10" or something, 5'11". But when we're talking about length, we don't have enough length. You have a lot of listed at 5'8". When I stand next to them, it's giving 5, 6, 7. Right? So, my point in saying that is we can't stretch the floor. We don't have the wingspan, the length to stretch the floor. Even if you think that these players are quick, like Erica Wheeler has nice speed. Ariel Atkins, decent speed, not Erica Wheeler speed. Kelsey Plum, phenomenal speed, right? But then you give up size. The difference is Kelsey Plum can give you 26 points, 6 assists, and has that dog in her, right? But when you play against, like, because I'm at the game the other day, the Dallas Wings game, and you're at the game, and you have a Paige Beckers that doesn't have to necessarily be Kelsey Plum speed, but she can get in the post. When she sees you, it's a mouse in the house, all right? That's where the problems lie. Defensively, you have a team who I think, as far as the post, you have some versatile posts, some veteran posts, De'Erica Hamby, NECA Ngumake. Then you got Cam Brink, who gives you some energy, but she fouls, right? She's still adjusting, right? Especially coming off an injury. I'll give her that. And that's giving her a lot because earlier I was saying, I've seen sparks, right? I've been seeing sparks from the Spark. that she could be phenomenal. But she's also, like, when we talk about Rickea Jackson or Cam Brink, I'm keeping Rickea Jackson all day. Rickea, Kelsey, those are the two players that, and De'Erica, I'll keep De'Erica too. Those are the three players that I'm saying untouchable. Can't touch them. Then the one player who could be the future of shit. I won't even say the league because there's a lot of futures of the league right now. Right? But a star player, could be a future Hall of Fame player, could be a franchise player. You get rid of that player, you get rid of your future. I'm sorry, I'm frustrated. That makes zero sense. Zero sense. Most teams see their future and say, we got to keep this player. Now, I'm hoping that we traded her for like personal reasons, whatever. Everybody's speculating on the personal reasons. I just hope that we couldn't be that foolish to just give up a player who anybody with eyes could see is a future star. She was a star when she was playing. All right? It didn't work. Well, this ain't working. Anywho, let me chill. So, defensively, we can't stretch the floor. We don't have the size to stretch the floor. Not only do we not have the size, I would say we don't even have the speed. If I could shoot right over, you have to understand these are basketball players at the highest level. I haven't played basketball at the highest level, but I'm a mother. And if you put a little guard on me, I'm versatile enough to post them up. And if I can't post you up, I'm damn sure going to shoot over you. So when you have the top players in the world, you're going to get either one or two Paige Beckers post game, and I can I can make any pass. You don't even obstruct my visibility to distribute the ball. 14 assists, could have had more, like she said. Could have had the franchise record. So now I'm seeing this, up close and personal. All right? So defensively, we don't have the size. Offensively, you don't have an identity. See, a team like that has to establish an identity, a culture about you, right? Like a system. You have to have a Spurs, and I'm talking about Spurs pop, right? Tim Duncan, all right? Type of identity. Where you have a system. Okay, we know the ball's going here. We know that's not what we have. We're playing like we have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. We're playing like we have Cat Daddy, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges. We're playing like that. We're playing like we have Wemby, Harper, Champagne, Castle. We're playing like that. And I'm going to stop there. But we don't have that. Right? We have some veteran bigs, right? I don't think that a team, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think that a team is going to win a championship with bigs. Unless your bigs, I'm talking about on the women's side, right? Unless your bigs play like Shaq. Unless they dominate like Shaq. They play like Aaliyah Boston. Inside out.
How are you feeling? I guess how much did you take on yourself after getting 4 minutes?
And then you have, we just don't have that. We just don't have that. And in order to have that, you have to play in a system. I think that, great, we have Kelsey Plum, right? Outside of Kelsey Plum in the guards, everybody can go in the guard position, right? You have Kelsey Plum, then we have a great lineup of power forwards. Now, we have to systematically play better with those power forwards, and then everybody else has to have a role where you're knocking down shots consistently. When the ball gets kicked to you, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna make it. But when you have a 6'1" Paige Beckers or somebody running at you, you're probably not gonna make it. When you have a team that can shrink the floor, stretch the floor, get to the closeouts, you're probably not going to be successful, respectfully. And we're not getting our asses, we're not getting spanked. So thank God. But then I look at the, Chicago Sky on the flip hand, right? And I'm like, we got the same record as them. And they suck right now. And I'm going to be honest, they just suck. Without rickea, they just are not a good team. Alright? And they haven't established anything. But y'all telling me that we wanted to win now. I don't know if the Chicago Sky wanted to win now. They just wanted a better team than they had last year. And they did that. On paper. Right? But they haven't established an identity either. There's no excuse for us over here. See, we in the house that Kobe built, our expectations are higher than Chicago. Chicago's just happy they out the YMCA. Respectfully. So, anywho, we got to do better. We got to do better. Somebody on Thread said, how do the Spartans get better? Like I said, we have to establish an identity defensively and offensively. We have to play in a system. I'm sorry. Kelsey Plum can score 30 points a game, but when it comes to the postseason, we're going to have to play as a team. You're going to have to probably make some trades. You're probably going to have to trade some of the people that you traded for. Or the person that you traded for. Oh, she's a two-way. Seriously? Come on now. Sign me up to be the GM, please. Is there basketball personnel in this mug? Are you all analytics? Are you all just looking at a piece of paper and not looking at the game with your two eyes that God blessed you with? So, speaking of the Chicago Sky, I'm happy I didn't put them in my top 5. I almost did. Thought about it. But they got a lot of injuries going on, and they just got a lot going on. They need to do better. They still need to do better as an organization. I feel like right now they are experiencing the Angel Reese curse, okay? Because it don't matter who you trade it for. If you don't do right by your people, or not trade it, but if you don't do right by your people, you'll never get instant gratification. Right? Moving on. Indiana Fever. Now, Indiana Fever was a team in my top. Right? Vegas is still number 1. And I got to change my top 5. All right? Indiana Fever. It's a mess. And I don't care what nobody says. All you Caitlin Clark fans, stands, whatever. I don't like any fan club where you can't say anything about a player and hold them accountable. Right? Like, it's delusional. And that's what I've learned about fans. Right? Fans are delusional. You guys live in a world of delusion. Right? You guys don't really have the knowledge or the capacity for me to even have conversations with, is what I've realized. It's almost pointless for basketball personnel, people actually in the game, experiencing the game, right? From every aspect of the game. Played the game their whole lives. Have parents that have played professional basketball, NBA, overseas, etc. Right? Live and breathe this stuff. It makes zero sense to have a conversation with you guys because you guys are fanned out. I'll never know what it feels like to be fanned out about anything. Alright? Anybody. Alright? Because I don't idol worship. I'll say this again. It doesn't matter who you are. Accountability is key. That's what sports teach you. Is that you have to be accountable. So, addressing the Caitlin Clark situation. Alright? The Indiana Fever in general. Alright? I think coach is a great coach. I don't have a problem with coach. Just like I didn't have a problem with the Tennessee coach. Because I understand sometimes it is the players. And I understand that some of the players in this generation, right? Because I didn't play in this generation of where you have social media, right? And you look at social media for validation, validity, right? And that's what I gather, is that some of these players think that they're bigger than the program. And I will always say this as a coach. I don't care who the fuck you are. You are not bigger than the program. I've coached some of the best high school talents in the world. Team USA, McDonald's All-Americans. I've been in gyms with Stephon Castles and Shea Gilgis and the top players. I don't care who you are. Everybody has to be accountable from top to bottom. That's the only way you can be successful as a team. So when I see Caitlin Clark, every time I see y'all posting Caitlin Clark, and I love her game, does she have flaws? Yes. But she's, 3 years in? 2.5, if we count half of the year that she set out? She can pass very well, all right? Even though if you pass like that, you're probably going to average a lot of turnovers, especially coming into the league. Maybe not, because we can look at some other players and then you want to compare, right? I'm not going to do that, right? She has range. She can shoot. She doesn't play defense, right? They hunt her on defense. You have to be accountable there, right? So let's speculate that she's coming out of the game and they're arguing about defense. You have to play defense. That's how you win games, period. You can't be a cone on defense. You have to move your feet. You have to get to your spots. You have to rotate. You have to be a team player, right? My problem is not even that. My problem is I shouldn't see your demeanor on the bench. Then you'll have people like Sophie Cunningham, an enabler. Can't stand an enabler, who will get online or wherever the hell she be talking about, well, when you have the spotlight on you 24/7, she's not the only player that people are looking at. The problem is how you conduct yourself, knowing that there's cameras out everywhere. I can go into public right now, guarantee you somebody's going to be filming something. But if I'm an athlete, I know that the cameras are going to be out. That's why you guys talk under your breath, like talk with your mouths covered. That's why you guys cover athletes when they're hurt, right? Because there's cameras everywhere. So knowing that there's cameras everywhere, there should be not a time. Imagine, I studied film as well, right? So imagine a mass comm film person, right? And we're camera 2 on such and such, right? Scan the bench. And we're scanning the bench. And we see you guys arguing on the bench. We're going to stay there. When we see that your coach is having a conversation with you and you're dismissing your coach, I mean, bless Brianne January, who is a former WNBA player, mind you. And the fans will say, respect her. Why would you need to respect the people that come before you, right? A sponge. You have to be a sponge. It doesn't matter who you are. You need to be a sponge of the game. Right now, I'm a sponge of the game. I can have 17 championships. I could have been in the rooms with Kobe Bryant himself. If I get in the room with somebody who doesn't have the resume that I have, but they have the intellect, the knowledge, because some people just haven't had the platform. I still feel like I haven't always had the platform. But I'm not going to stop working. It's called a hustle, right? But say that person doesn't have the platform. I'm going to listen to what they say. If I disagree, then maybe I disagree. But we're not going to have a back and forth banter about it. Especially as a player and a coach. I'm not going back and forth with you. I said what I said. And like I said, she's better than me. And it's when you come to coaching grown women, it's like, I've never had that experience. And I've coached a lot of people. But if I'm talking to you, don't disrespect me. I don't play that. Like, y'all might play that in your entitled households, but we don't play that over here. If I'm talking to you, you say okay. If you disagree, you just say okay and shut the fuck up. That's it. That's it. Now, if you have to say something, right? Maybe you disagree and you want to say something. You're not going to show any demonstrative language towards me, shoo me, and all of that. I'm just seeing too much of it. And it's counterproductive, as you can see. If you look at that team on paper, you say, that should be a good team. You have Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark. Then you have a bunch of role players who play their role. But you have 3 people on that team that can get buckets. 3 people. You have one that can pass exceptionally well. Right? You have one that can get a bucket whenever she needs a bucket. You have a big who can play inside, outside, and can dominate. So there's no excuse. How I talked about the Sparks, we are forward heavy. Power forward heavy. Right? Not young. Not spring chickens. Right? And then we're undersized. We're not comparing those two teams, right? As far as personnel. Get your shit together. I don't care what any of you Caitlin Clark fans have to say. She needs to get her shit together. Period. You guys be like, Angel Reese. I've never seen that from Angel Reese. Never. Actually, I see Angel Reese influencing, right? Inspiring even her teammates. Medina Olcott, who I talked about in a previous episode, the draft episode, right? Medina Olcott, Angel's like a big sister to me. Angel empowers me to do things that I didn't see in myself. And Medina's going to be a phenomenal player. When we talk about Shaq, right? When I say Shaq, the way that she moves, even her outside shooting, like, she can dominate inside, and then now she can extend shooting, and then she can play defense. She started playing when she was 16. She's going to be phenomenal. But I see Angel empower. I don't see Angel arguing with her coaches. The only person I see out of all the players really arguing with their coaches is Caitlin Clark. I've seen some players be dissatisfied with what's going on, right? Whether it be on the floor or whatever. That's cool. But when I see it every year, day in and day out, I have a problem with that. Because I've coached players like that. And it's like, I don't care how good you are. You're a headache. You're insufferable to coach. You can be so good. You're supposed to be the face of the league. They're handing it to you. But your attitude, only a MAGA maggot could love. Alright? I stalled you out. I'm going to be honest with you. I stalled her out when I said it's not her responsibility to speak against racism and her racist fans. But it is actually, you do have a responsibility. Or it's just, right now she just got into the league. Like, just let her get established. Like, no. At this point, you are amplifying it. You're influencing it. Walking out with, what's his name? I just heard of the guy's name. Morgan Wallen, whatever. Like, that's just who you are. It is what it is. You'll never see me with a Caitlin Clark jersey, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, none of that matters. I'm the type of person, you are who you are. And that's what it is. It doesn't matter. You're not going to lose any sleep if I don't support you. I'm not going to lose any sleep if I don't support you. We're just going to be living our best lives. Alright? It's all good. It's all good if I'm not welcome to your party. You might not be welcome to mine either. It is what it is. But as a fan of the game, as a personnel of basketball, it's insufferable. Period. Don't care what nobody else has to say. It's like you Drake fans. I used to be a Drake fan, but I can be accountable. Right? When somebody does something that is very questionable, like their character becomes in question to me, I'm not just like, oh, I'm so fanned out. I've been so fanned out my whole life. What am I gonna do? That's how you guys act like, what am I gonna do without this person? They don't know you. They're not gonna do any. They're not gonna lose any sleep over you supporting them or not supporting them. Actually, you not supporting them may help change their insufferable behaviors. Anywho, I think that my point in bringing that up is I think that Indiana's problems are internal. I don't think it has anything to do with their roster. I don't think it has anything to do with their coaching staff. I think it has everything to do with personalities and team chemistry and not being able to find the team chemistry. Because of the personalities on that team. Period. It is what it is. Moving on. Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota Lynx. I think I put them in my top 7, 8, whatever I gave y'all. Probably 7 because the league is not that many teams. But I'm going to do some rearranging. Because Minnesota definitely belongs in the top 5. 1, I did not realize. I'm sorry, Natasha Howard. 1, I think I forgot. I don't know if I forgot about you or forgot that you really be playing your ass off. Right? Real 1. I'm happy you got up out of that team over there. And you got you with some real ones. You got with some real ones. Because that's what you needed. That's what we needed. Like I said, Olivia Miles. It doesn't matter what team Olivia Miles went to. Olivia Miles has a generational game. And I had the pleasure of watching her when they played at USC. And I don't even think she had a great game that game. But she's a game changer, especially at this level because everybody's good. So we can't just zone in on you every night. Especially when you play on a team like that, everybody's going to be good, right? You got Kayla McBride, Courtney Williams, Natasha Howard. When the Fisa Collier comes back. And then you. So you're starting 5. Everybody demands attention. Right? So you don't have to worry about a lot of double teams coming, and you don't really want to double team a person who can pass like that anyways. All right? Everybody's going to be able to play freely. So, with that being said, Minnesota now moves to my number 2 spot. I know that they're ranked number 1 right now. I don't even know. I think they're number 1 overall. Their record, they have the best record, right? They also haven't had the hardest schedule. All right. I think Dallas is recorded as having the hardest schedule. And that brings me to my next point. Dallas was already in my top 5. I think maybe 4 or 5. All right. Dallas is at 3 for me. Great team. I think they're still young, a little young. I won't even just say just a little young because they have a great blend of vets and youngsters. All right. But I think I don't even say newer. They're just number 3. Period. All right. And I'm going to go back to, and I'm going to go back to this. Because I haven't been able to address this because I haven't been here. Azzi Fudd. I'm sick and tired of you guys comparing Azzi Fudd to Olivia Miles. I even seen somebody throwing Hannah Hidalgo the other day into the conversation. You guys have to stop. The fandomonium is crazy. You can like a player. This is why our world is so divisive. Because at every corner, Misery not only does misery love company, but comparison is the killer of all joy. Because you guys literally, like, I'm enjoying watching azzi. I'm enjoying watching Olivia. I'm enjoying watching Kiki when she's not hurt. Jaquez when she's not hurt. Medina Olcott. Raven Johnson. So on and so forth. I'm enjoying watching these players. Even Sydney Taylor at Chicago. I didn't even know who she was until recently. Till WNBA. Right? I'm enjoying watching all of these players. But it's you guys who don't just enjoy the game because you guys have this person at number one and this person's not as good as this person. Like, shut the fuck up. None of you guys have ever been around professionals. And it shows. Most of you guys have not even played basketball. You guys are coaching from your couch. Shut your ass up. Over here talking about Olivia Miles, like Dallas still should have took Olivia Miles, azzi, fudd. I don't know why she wanted to go over there or why they took her. They only took her because of Paige. Shut the hell up. Shut up. You know nothing about basketball. First of all, you cannot go wrong with Olivia Miles. I've already said that. I've already made that very clear. But I also don't think that you can go wrong with Paige. I mean, not Paige, azzi. And this is why I say this. Olivia Miles adds a point guard, right? A point guard. She knows how to pass. She can rebound. She's big. Has a big size, right? We talked about guards' size earlier. She's a big guard. She can shoot. She can get to the cup. She got that je ne sais quoi to her game. She got that confidence, that aura. You can't go wrong with that. She's a generational player. Period. I already said we talking about Chelsea Gray on steroids, maybe eventually, right? But then you have azzi, who has a particular type of game that a lot of teams need. A knockdown shooter. 5'11". I give her 5'11". I give azzi 5'11". I think they got her height. When we talk about size and height earlier, I give her her height. Right? Knockdown shooter. And the thing is, I mentioned this before, 1 dribble, 2 dribble pull up, she probably been shooting more 2-pointers than 3-pointers. Alright? Bye-bye. And her release is quick as hell. She don't even have no dip when she and puts that thing up. Then she's gonna go down and play defense. She might even pick you up three quarters of the court. 3/4 of the court. Alright? She might even run from the other side of the court to this side of the court and get a back tip. Get the steal. She might even switch here, switch there, switch there, switch there, and end up on guarding everybody in the fucking half court. Three and D. Again, Klay Thompson. I think we look at Klay Thompson today and say, damn, after injury, who is this guy? But then you forget that Klay Thompson scored, 50 points and had less than, I don't even remember how many dribbles. Oh, I got the mathematics. Excuse me. Not 50 points. This was Klay Thompson's 60-point game where he dribbled a total of 11 times. I mean, I would say that's a little bit generational as well. So when I compare, and when we talk about championship teams, when you're looking at a championship team and you want to be a contender, and you say, we got Paige, we don't really need Olivia Miles if we have Paige. We could move Paige to the 2. But I think we're comfortable with Paige being the 1. Because she's a pass first anyways. And she can score. And she's a big guard. Right? Alright. So, do we want Olivia? Do we want to add Olivia to that? Then we got a rickea. Alright? That's super guard heavy. Kind of ball dominant. Like, that takes a lot of touches away from particular players. But you have Azzi, who I don't believe needs a whole bunch of touches. When you talk about somebody who's a knockdown shooter, they don't need as many touches as an Enrique. I would say Paige, but Paige is distributing a lot of her touches. Like I said, I was at the game personally. Almost front row. And it was a lot of shots that Paige was turning down to get her teammates involved. She had 14 assists that game. Bravo. Then you got Jessica Shepard, who I already thought was, I wouldn't say I was a Minnesota fan, but I'm a Nafisa Collier fan. So I watch Minnesota. I keep track of Minnesota. And I'm like, Jessica Shepard, solid. Solid. Now you got her over there in a primary role. And that's the best thing that could happen. Players like that, that's the best thing that can happen to you. You go to a team where they want you to have the ball. And now you're showing you're a point forward. Somebody said Draymond Green, but she scores way better than Draymond Green. And I think that she said, I score better than him. But she can rebound. She can push pace. She knows how to pass that ball. She's not selfish like a lot of post players. A lot of posts, you give it to them, you never see it. That's why some post players never get the ball, because as soon as it goes in there, you never see it come out. It could be 3-4 people on you. Kick the ball out. Right? You got Seagrass, which is one of the primary players last year when I said that Dallas wasn't that bad. They just are young. And Maddie was one of the people who I'm like, could potentially be a key piece to this team. And we're seeing that. And she ain't turning down no shots. She ain't turning down no fades. Alright? Then you got Elena Smith. I really haven't seen, we talking about defensive, co-defensive player of the year. I'm not really seeing that right now. But I'm sure I will be. Then you got Zaza, who I've always been a fan of since NC State. And then you got other players, but that core group, great team. Great team. So, Dallas number 3. I still got Aces at 1. And it might be Minnesota by the next time I see y'all, when Fee gets back. Right? Because I just think that that's just an amazing team. But I think that, Aces is an amazing team. Aces always starts off like how they start off too, where it's like, damn, what the hell is going on? They always start off like that, and then they end up winning a championship. Last year, for example. All right? And speaking of the Aces, Jackie Young. Jackie Young started off the season, and there's a lot of speculation, and a lot of people are saying this and that. And I know I even seen her just post or saw her post something about grief, a few, I just got on Threads. I'm gonna be honest with you, I just got on Threads consistently. All right, I made one back in the back when I deleted my ex, but I never really post on there. So now I'm seeing I fuck with Threads. Shout out to Threads, because I can just keep it in the basketball community. I don't have to, my algorithm is all basketball. I don't have to look at anything else. And that's how I like it. But anyways, Jackie Young started off, and I'm like, whoa. But even though I'm like, whoa, as far as offensively, she's still contributing. Because we're talking about assists and rebounds. She was still doing good numbers in those areas. But the scoring was like, whoa, what's going on? Right? In the last 2 games, she done picked up that scoring. Now we're looking at JJ. And now Kennedy's hurt. Now when Kennedy comes back, right? So, Aces still got to be number 1 for me. And then Asia Wilson, I feel like she starts off getting her groove, whatever. And then now she's starting to dominate. She ain't playing no more. Right? The Miami legs, the Miami vacay is over with. We in Vegas now. So, yeah, Aces, number 1. Minnesota 2, Dallas 3. I know I had Vegas. I know I had Vegas up there. Not Vegas. Indiana up there. I had Sparks up there. I had Atlanta up there. I think Atlanta is a solid team. I just don't see them being a championship team. And I don't see Atlanta being a championship team because they just don't got what I'm looking for as far as offensively. Like, it's not enough structure going on for me. It's not systematically giving championship. It's giving solid team, solid players, but they need to find an identity as well. Once they find that identity, and I think they'll still be in my top 5 for now. They'll be number 5. But I'm looking for something more from them. All right? So my number 4 is the Valkyries. And the Valkyries is number 4 because they have an established system. That's one team in the league that I will say they might have the most established system. Coach Nakase, she do her thing. She's not playing no games when it comes to that system. All right? So they have a defensive identity. They are known for being defensively effective. Right? Oh, shoot. I'm tripping. Defensively effective. I'll get to that. But offense, they also have an offensive identity as well. And they are known for shooting the shit out of the ball. Shout out to Sulan. She been killing. Right? Gabby. That was the best thing Gabby could have done. And I believe that I called Gabby to the Valkyries. Great fit. Perfect. I mean, chef's kiss. She's a selfless player, but now she has a bigger role. Like, you can score. Go ahead. Do your thing. We know you're going to play defense, so you fit here perfectly. Veronica Burton, most improved player. All right. Sometimes we're doing this thing, but once we do this thing and we just in flow state, once we get to flow state, it's over with. So, my top 5 has completely shifted because into my top 5, actually, sorry, I have to move Atlanta out of my top 5. And with Atlanta out of my top 5, I'm moving the New York Liberty. I seen something yesterday. Right? Once they get it together, because I think that New York has slow feet. I don't think New York is a quick team. New York is a team where you have to play. They have to force the opponent to play in the offense. They have to control the pace of the game. Because if they let the opponent do this, they're going to lose a lot of games. But when they're able to control pace like they did yesterday, and they played Indiana yesterday, right? Once they put that full court pressure on them, they was able to slow Indiana down and win the game. When Breanna Stewart plays at Stewie level, we see something different. When Sabali gets all the way in shape, we know she's not all the way in shape. That's okay. The elephant's in the room. Like, she's not all the way in shape, but she is a hustle player. She's going to play hard as shit. And when she gets all the way in shape, gets her feet under her, legs under her, she's been playing decent too. She's not been playing. It's not like she's been doing bad. She's been effective, right? But when she gets to Sabali, Satu level, we're gonna see something different. And when I say Sabali Satu, I don't want you guys thinking that I'm swapping her name. That's just how it flowed out my mouth right now, because I know how you guys are. It's extremely critical. Johannes. Think about Johannes. I love her. She's like Johannes white chocolate. Marine white chocolate Johannes. All right, to me. I love her game. It's smooth like butter. I remember the people in France were like, you guys actually like her in America? Yes. She has the aura that we love. The one-legged jumper. when I first saw it, I said, what the hell is that? Not even like, what the hell is that? Like, what the hell are you doing? All right, what are those? Not like that, but like, did she just do that? And then she did it like the next play down, and she hit it, both of them. I said, oh, that's just her. That's just in her bag. I've never seen that one before. Loved her ever since, right? But she does have some crazy shot selections, right? And I think that we all know that. The coaching staff has even addressed that. But that's what we love about her. Play free. And she started off the season phenomenal. She's even having phenomenal games now, right? But this when Sabrina gets back into the rotation is what I'm scared. Right? Because even when Sabrina came back for what, that one game? It still was like, okay, we pulling back those minutes. We scaling back those minutes, but like, she been doing her thing. We can't scale back the minutes too much. Alright? I think that New York has a lot of length. My dog, Rebecca Gardner, that's my dog. You could put her defensively on almost anybody because she adds that length. John Quell. But I need this. I need this. Flow state, flow state, flow state. All right, who else we got over there? Benijah. Once Benijah gets her feet under her, we talking about players that's the thing with New York. Is that a lot of those players have had injuries. I mean, everybody that I named, except for Marine, I don't know if Marine has had any injuries, but everybody that I've named has had injuries. ACLs, MCLs, Achilles, ankles, cysts, all type of stuff going on. All right? So right now I got to put them at 5. So we got Vegas, 1. 2, Soda. 3, Dallas. 4, Valkyries. 5, New York. And I think 1 and 2 are interchangeable. I think 4 and 5 are interchangeable. I think that Dallas right now is just right there in the middle. So I think that's it as far as my WNBA talk. All right. Now briefly, NBA. Spurs Knicks. A lot of people's like, oh, the Spurs is gonna sweep. The Spurs is gonna sweep. I never thought that. I've watched every game. Spurs is a great team. The Knicks to me are also a great team. They match up perfectly. OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson. First of all, and we'll get into that. Jalen Brunson, Cat Daddy, Josh Hart, excessive bench force. All right. I think that the Spurs just came off a 7-game series, plus an overtime game. Even though some of those games were blowouts where they got to rest their legs a little bit. 7-game series. The West is no joke. We know this. The Knicks have been kicking it. They've been busting people's asses. So then, if you look from that aspect and you say the Knicks have been busting people's asses, then you wonder, are they that good? But you always have to look at the matchups. You always have to look at the rosters. Jalen Brunson, undersized guard. So, Becky Hammon is one that's like, he's an undersized guard. Undersized guards don't win. But Jalen Brunson has the heart of a lion. And I'm one of those people that is critical of him because I'm like, damn, he take up all the shots. Like, Cat, to me, should be getting way more touches. Cat is efficient as hell. Jalen Brunson can shoot 22 shots. 30-something shots. And he'll have 30 points. Cat will have 12 attempts, or let's say 13 attempts and 30 points. And 12 rebounds. 14 rebounds. 6 assists. As your big. But one thing that Cat does, which I had to scale back on my opinion, one thing that Cat does when he gets the ball, a lot of the times, he's looking to find that extra shot. Maybe that's the analytics. 3s are better than 2s nowadays, right? But I do want to see, and I love the Spurs. I love Wemby. I love his attitude. I love how he approaches the game. The boy is 22. The boy is not nothing to play with. Then I worked around and with Steph and Carter Bryant. All right? So I got some dogs in that fight. And I like them as a team. All right? I think everybody likes the Spurs and has liked the Spurs franchise for a long time. The dynasty, right? But Mike Brown, I remember Mike Brown had to go, he was coaching at Modern Day because he got fired. I was like, this dude got fired and this dude went to Modern Day? Then got back in the league and be having winning teams. And the teams are not known to be good teams. The Kings, nobody be thinking about the Kings. Alright? So I want to see Mike Brown win. I want to see Cat win. Because everybody like, Cat's soft, Cat's soft. And does he play soft sometimes? Hell yeah. But I see it in him. When you see it in him, you see it in him. Like I said, he's taking 12. He's selfless. That's just the type of player he is. But I think that if he wanted to, he can 40, 50. He can have a 40-point game tomorrow. If he wanted to. Alright? Jordan Clarkson, play for my Lakers. Josh Hart, play for my Lakers. Lakers be giving up all the players. Just like the Sparks. They must got the same people in the front office. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. We're trying to win now. We ain't won a championship since COVID. And y'all say that wasn't even a championship. Before that, we ain't won a championship since Kobe. Sparks. Candace Parker. Nneka Ngubike. Alright? Got to do better. So, I don't have a dog. Like, if the Spurs win, great. If the Knicks win, great. It's going to go crazy in New York. That's all I know. Either win or lose. We can't worry about it going crazy in New York because win or lose is going to go crazy. So, anywho, I think that, as far as the Spurs, like I said, I think they're experiencing fatigue right now. They just won a long-ass series while the Knicks was kicking it. And people be like, yeah, when you coming off fresh off a series and the other team's been kicking it, the team that's been playing is a better team. Not when you've been playing 7 games against what people say was the number 1 team in the league. The MVP. In the Western Conference, you're done. You're dead. And you don't have the experience as the Knicks. And you don't have that dog in Jalen Brunson. We getting there, though. They gonna get there. They gonna get there. They gonna get there. So, Knicks in 6. It might be Knicks in 5, to be honest with you. They done took 2 games already. So, I think Knicks might win, but if the Spurs, I don't see it. You went down 2. If it was 1-1 right now, I'd say, okay. You went down 2. Game at home. I don't know if they got that type of fight in them. But we gonna see. 1 game at a time. Anything can happen. But that's all I have to say today. Facilitate the culture. We out.